Ben is with me from Canada's Alberta province. And Ben, we just heard you describe parts of Alberta as hell on earth. What are you seeing?
Well, you know, it's amazing. You see some of those shots of people driving through those embers that are falling all around their cars, and it just kind of looks like some sort of hellish rain coming down on these people. I mean, when you are stuck in the middle of a wildfire, it is like nothing you've ever seen before. It creates its own weather, so you can be in what they consider like a fire tornado. It can create its own rain. It can create its own lightning. So this is really a force of nature that a lot of people don't ever experience and can be very thankful for that. And obviously the folks here, it's been a very tough couple of days.
Is the fire, Ben, expected to continue spreading south? Are firefighters having any success containing the fire?
You know, it's interesting. I think they're trying not to predict where the fire may go. The problem really has been the erratic winds. These winds that are calm in the morning, they make a little progress, and then in the afternoon, those winds really pick up and whip back up this fire. And you can tell as soon as it happens, you start to see these plumes of smoke in the distance, and that's because the fire activity has really increased. Now, the good news is they were afraid last night that the fire was going to spread to 3 other communities that were nearby, and that did not happen. It didn't go that far. So I think they feel like that was a big win for them, and obviously crossing their fingers tonight that they can hold it off again.
Ben, I know you have a lot of experience covering wildfires, and I wonder how this particular one compares.
It's interesting, you know, we cover a lot of wildfires in the West, especially in California the last couple of years with the drought, and some of those fires are massive, but they're generally in forests. You know, they're out in very rural areas, and while, yes, we are in rural Canada, this is a town of, 80, 90,000 people. That's a fairly large population center. It's rare that we see that in the West where we have an entire town of that size evacuated. And when you think about that, people get evacuated, they go stay with relatives for a couple of days, and then when the roadblocks like these ones are taken down, they go back to their houses. Well, here there aren't houses to go back to for most people. So this is going to be a very long-term issue that they're going to have to sort out of what you do, basically relocating a town while you rebuild it.
And Ben, what is the status of the evacuations right now?
Yeah, there haven't been a lot of new evacuations, at least not ones that we've heard of today. They did evacuate those 3 towns that I mentioned near Fort McMurray last night, in the middle of the night. In fact, they evacuated an evacuation center. So imagine being the person who had been evacuated from their home the day before. You're sitting there on a cot, somebody comes in at midnight and says, "I'm sorry, it's not safe here anymore. You got to get on this bus and we're going to drive you 5 hours to Edmonton." So this has been a rough 48 hours for many of these people who had that experience.
All right. Ben Tracy there on the front lines in Canada. Ben, thanks so much.